as Sir Deyemo Alakija was made the president. As political activities hit the polity, the Egbe became the action group on the 26th of March, 1950. In 1954, Obafemi Awolowo was appointed the first premier of the Western region. This came after he was made the first leader of government business and minister of local government in 1952. To satisfy his ambition of national leadership, Awolowo stepped down as the premier of the Western region in 1959 and proceeded to the Federal House of Representatives, where he became the opposition leader when the Northern People's Congress, NPC, in alliance with the National Council of Nigerian Citizens, NCNC, formed the leadership of the Federation, with Abubakar Tafawa Balewa as the Prime Minister and Nnamdi Azikiwe as President. Azikiwe acted on behalf of the British monarchy at the time because Nigeria was not a republic until 1963. Awu defined Nigeria as a mere geographical expression. Dr. Bola Dauda, author of the book Decolonizing Nigeria, 1945 to 1960, Politics, Power, and Nationalities, is on State Affairs. Let's look at Awolowo's social background.
Yes.
In the book, you write that, for example, Obafemi Awolowo's childhood deprivations and sufferings that involved having to fend for himself.
Yes.
And to attend 6 different schools for his primary education.
Yes.
After his father died of smallpox, sharpened his emotional feelings of empathy.
Yes.
You said Awolowo's experience in an orphanage developed in him what psychologists would call projected identification.
Yes.
What is projected identification?
Well, if you have a feeling for people who are in a particular condition, you can then think that everybody, say like if you are an honest person, you can identify with anyone who you consider to be honest. So with his background as an orphan, he could identify with what it meant to be an orphan.
The authors of the book went on to state that in politics too, Obafemi Awolowo's childhood deprivations influenced his social welfare politics.
Yes.
And motivated him to want to provide free education and free health care for children up to the age of 18.
Yes.
But is it in our case that such a background leads to a man wanting to provide social justice for his people?
Yes.
In our case?
In most cases. But it also, politics is a different thing. In terms of, that is why some people refer to politics as a dirty game, in which what is constant is your self-interest. So a situation in which you have strong beliefs, as Awolowo had, in helping the poor, then it's a different thing. But it cannot be generalized because of other factors.
Because I know many politicians at the moment who came from poor background.
Yes.
But yet are starving the people of the dividends of leadership.
Yes.
So it's not in all cases.
It's not in all cases.
I just want us to establish that. So how come Awolowo became different?
Well, even in a situation where you have twins, same environment, same every parent, same profession, one may turn to be a criminal and the other may turn to be a philanthropist and a successful, call it a career person.
Is it connected to a line here? Let's make this point. I'm trying to get the part of the book, yes. Because I'm wondering why Awolowo turned out to be what he became.
Yes.
And Ahmadu Bello was not Awolowo, and Zik was not Awolowo.
No.
Though the book has explained it. But here, let's look at some of the books Awolowo read.
Yes.
Did that define who he became? He said, according to Awolowo, two of the books that shaped his personality, works, and life philosophy were The Human Machine by Arnold Bennett.
Yes.
And It's Up to You by Ernest Holmes.
Yes.
Awolowo developed his philosophy of mental magnitude
Yes.
from Arnold Bennett's The Human Machine,
Yes.
and his resolve for the ethos of self-reliance and self-discipline, and his determination to take control of his thoughts, life, and destiny from It's Up to You by Ernest Holmes. Mental magnitude.
Yes.
Awolowo so much believed in mental magnitude.
Yes.
How powerful can a book be on the life of a reader?
There is a saying that one book can change one's life and can shape one's life. And that's what that book did for Awolowo. Today, despite the level of artificial intelligence and everything, the human mind is still, the capacity of the human brain is still far ahead of what we can reproduce through artificial intelligence.
But they said artificial intelligence will soon go beyond the human brain. But
let's see how it goes. But at the end of the day, you have a situation in which you are going to use the other factors that constitute a human being, the feelings, the emotion, the ability to choose. It's only a human being that will be hungry and still refuse to eat the food that does not promote its dignity. So that is what mental magnitude, magnitude there from magnificence, from greatness of the mind is what is referring to, that there's a lot you can do with your brain.
Awolowo was an intense reader.
Yes.
And he read works written by authors that are deep thinkers.
Yes.
And he affected his worldviews.
Yes.
Did Awolowo apply mental magnitude in his politics?
He did.
In what way?
The first thing he did when he knew that the independence was coming was that he collected a number of intellectuals around him. Throughout his early years as Prime Minister or Premier for Western Region, there was dialogue with the intellectuals in the University of Ibadan. So he believed that he can learn a lot and he can get a lot done through people who know better than him. He was not afraid of brilliant, intelligent people in his cabinet.
And did that reflect in some of the policies he initiated as the Premier of the Western Region?
Yes.
Like the television?
Yes.
The idea of the television at that time,
yes,
could you place that as mental magnitude?
Ambition. Knowing the power of the pen, he knew that propaganda is very powerful in politics. And for him to establish first in Africa the television, where WMBC, WMTV was part of his application of the power of the mind.
Before Western Nigerian television, he had established the Nigerian Tribune.
Yes.
That was mental magnitude?
Part of it. You need the media today. Even in politics, you need the media to promote your ideas.
He also talked of democratic socialism.
Yes.
How would you place democratic socialism? How would you relate it to Awolowo's background?
Don't forget that within the Yoruba, the way democracy was played was that a king